Hi guys, hope you're well, and today I'm bringing you a festival video. Over the years I feel like I've pretty much covered all the bases when it comes to festivals, so it's hard to come up with a new take on a festival video, but today I'm just going to be talking about generally feeling well and feeling good at a festival. I'm just going to fire away because we've got a lot to get through. So first up, there is nothing worse than having painful feet at a festival. It will quite literally ruin your weekend, so please just think carefully about your footwear choices. I know you want to look really cool in your festival fashion, but at the end of the day, hobbling around having bleeding, oozing feet is not very stylish, so think a bit practically. I don't actually find wellies very comfortable. They tend to rub on my calf and they're quite heavy to lift around all weekend. So if the weather isn't wet enough that it's essential, go for a boot. And most importantly, don't wear a boot or a shoe that you haven't worn in properly. Don't wear your brand new spanking pair of shoes unless you've worn them in and worn them around the house first to soften them. I know for a lot of people Dr. Martens can cause a lot of grief, but I found these vegan ones, I didn't even have to wear them in. Straight away they're comfortable, and you know, they're substantial enough that they cope well with wettish, soggy weather. They look cool with every outfit. And yeah, they're very malleable, very soft, and just shape around your foot, so you don't have that horrible wearing in process that you do with the other Dr. Martens. If the weather gods have been kind and you've been blessed with glorious sunshine, you will of course want to make sure you slap on loads of sun cream. But there's a few areas that people often forget about, and that is what ends up ruining their weekend. This is something I always forget, and that's protecting my lips. So make sure you've got some sort of balm or some sort of sun cream that is specially formulated for your lips. I found this Nivea Smooth and Protect Caring Lip Balm, and it's got an SPF 15 in it as well. So that will keep your lips nice and moisturised, because they do tend to get dry when you're outside for 3 days on the trot, and it will also protect you from the harmful rays. Obviously, being in a field, being outdoors, is going to wreak havoc with people that have hay fever. So I know it's pretty obvious, but sometimes you forget these things when you're like rushing to pack. So bring whatever brings you relief, whether it's a hay fever tablet or a nasal spray or whatever it is, and just make sure you've got enough to last you for the whole time you're at the festival. Ibuprofen or some sort of painkiller. I'd say go to a supermarket or go to Boots and just get the generic form, because when you're buying the branded type, you're just spending a bit more money just because it's got a name, a well-known name, but actually the effects and the ingredients are just the same. Work out from the dosage, you know, the maximum you can have over the weekend, to work out what size a box you need to get, so you can get as small a box as possible so it doesn't take up too much room. This should cover you for headaches, rheumatic pain, muscular pain, backache. That's a big one at festivals. I don't know about you, but I always get lower back pain at festivals. If you've got fever, a migraine, period pain, dental pain, colds and flus, so that could be a godsend for you. I know a lot of my friends rely on things like Barrett at festivals, but I've got this product called Fizz, which says play, travel, work, and it's a little tablet that you put into water, and it's for rehydration, vitamins and minerals. So that's a really handy little thing that you can bring with you. It's very compact, and you can just add a little tablet to your bottle of water and hopefully you'll feel a bit more yeah, as I was saying, hopefully it'll just perk you up. This will be good for the day after the big heavy night, you know, when you've gone in a bit too strong and you just need a little help, a little bit of a boost. This could be a lifesaver. Now, if you do get an injury like the blisters I was talking about earlier, you will want to protect them from infection, because obviously you're outside, there's going to be, you know, dust in the wind, you're going to be kneeling down on the grass potentially, you're going to be getting a bit grimy because you aren't washing as well as you would if you're at home. So just make sure you protect any open wounds or any areas of rubbing with some plasters. I'm just going to quickly touch on the delicate feminine areas. Obviously it depends whether you're camping or whether you're in a hotel or whatever, but you want to feel as fresh as possible because it's just nice for you. It's irrelevant of whether anyone's getting close to the area. It's just nicer for you to look after your bits. If you're in one of the nice camping bits, there's quite often showers and things like that, so it might be good to bring a wash for the vaginal area. This is one that I got sent, and it's a probiotic one, so it's all about, you know, healthy bacteria, and it preserves the vaginal microflora. Obviously you don't want to take a big thing like this, so just decant a little bit into those little clear bottles you can get from Superdrug. But if you are camping, it might be easier to just get a little feminine wipe type thing. In this one there's 10, so that could last you a weekend, no problem. Now, a lot of my friends are very prone to getting things like thrush and cystitis, so if you know this about yourself, you might want to bring something like this with you. And this is just a one of those sachet things that you can put in a glass of water, because I can imagine it's probably pretty miserable to have something like that when you're at a festival and you're away from all your home comforts, and it's harder to get to the loo and all that sort of stuff. So just make sure you've got that just in case you feel it about to come on. Festivals and gigs make me realise how weak my vocal cords are. After one gig I wake up hoarse, if not completely mute, like I can't even talk. And I think because we're all just get so in the zone when our bands are playing and our favourite songs are being sung on stage, we sing along like as loud as possible without thinking about the damage it's going to do. So it's pretty horrible to have a scratchy sore throat the whole time you're at a festival. So bring something that will just soothe your throat. So any sort of lozenge or anything that is for the throat. I got some Halls. I think they used to be called Hall Soothers, didn't they? But these ones also have vitamin C in them, and they're sugar-free, so that's good. But anything like that, even a boiled sweet, I think is meant to help. Some people I know like having Werther's Originals, for example. I think it's just about lubricating this bit. Right, now I'm going to get on to food, because I think it was Molly asked me in my Q&A, you know, what you can eat at a festival during the day just to keep you going, what snacks and things like that are useful. Obviously it depends whether you are camping, whether you have a barbecue and things like that. Things like lentils and beans are really good because they're great for energy, and it will just keep you going throughout the day, and obviously healthy. That might not always be practical for people. Things like nuts are really great because obviously they're a natural source of fibre, so that means you're going to be regular. Things are going to keep moving down there, so you're not going to get too clogged up, and you don't want to feel bloated and constipated at a festival. That's miserable. So this is an energy mix that I found in Sainsbury's, and it's just a mixture of nuts. So there's even chocolate covered honeycomb, Brazil nuts, walnuts, peanuts. So I just thought that was a nice little mixture there. And it comes with a little sticky so you can reseal them and just take a few throughout the day. So in Holland and Barrett they have a huge assortment of little kind of cereal bars and energy bars and things like that. So I just picked up a couple. I got this Naked Cocoa Orange Raw Fruit Nut Bar, and it's gluten, wheat and dairy free. So if you have allergies and you're worried about, you know, how to snack when you're away from home and you're like specific shopping needs, then these little things are fairly useful. And then I got this protein flapjack, which is also gluten-free. So this will be good just for energy and for keeping you going throughout the day. And obviously protein is about repairing cells. So, you know, if you're doing yourself some damage over the weekend, things with protein will be very useful. And a little tip, I went into the kids aisle in Sainsbury's to look at all their little you know, the mushed up vegetables and just the things they offer for kids. And there are actually a lot of great little things there that would be good for festivals for adults. So I found these Organics finger foods, carrot sticks. So it's delicious organic corn shaped into sticks and baked before being covered with carrot. So I thought that was a fun and different alternative to just getting, you know, your normal crisps. I think this will remind all of you of just, you know, your packed lunches at school. So this is also lactose-free, no colours, no preservatives, and suitable for vegetarians. And these are just like these cereal bars, 100% whole grain oats. And there's Canadian maple syrup, oats and dark chocolate, oats and honey. So you could get a pack of those and just say, we share them between your friends if you're just going for the day, or just have a couple a day just to keep you going. Things like rice cakes are always recommended for festivals. Obviously they come in so many different flavours now, whether you've got a sweet tooth or a savoury tooth, and depending on your situation, whether you're camping and bringing loads of foodie stuff, or whether you're just going for the day and popping back from your hotel, you can obviously bring things to put on top of them if you like, just to make them a bit more interesting. But these are a very handy snack to keep you going in between meals. So these ones are vegetarian, vegan and celiac friendly and gluten free, and they're organic lightly salted whole grain rice cakes. So they're better actually if you want the topping to do the talking, because they're just lightly salted, so they're not overwhelming flavour wise. These sorts of things are also nice with soups. So if you've brought copper soups with you, which is also a great thing if you're camping, these are just nice to have with your soup. While I was there, I couldn't resist getting some of these organic Belgian dark chocolate rice cake things as well, because they're nice if you want that little bit of sugar boost that you always get from a bit of chocolate. Some other options that are a similar vein, but whenever I've looked online for recommendations for things to snack on and eat at festivals, they always say things like crackers, oat cakes, rice cakes, things like that. And I found these Ryvita Thins caramelized onion flatbreads, which again are a great source of fibre, so will keep you moving and regular. And they just look so delicious. And as you can see on the front here, they're dipping it in some rather delicious looking cheese. So if you've got cheese with you, then get dipping. Another alternative, Jacob's ciabatta. As you can see here, they recommend dipping it in beans, so that really would be a really good meal for you to have at a festival. I don't drink at festivals or at all really, because for me the extra fun I might have from getting a bit tipsy is totally cancelled out by the extra trips to the loo queue, the extra danger of an IBS attack, the hangover, the headaches. It's just not worth it for me, but I'm realistic that a lot of you will enjoy a tipple or two when you're at a festival. So just make sure you've got all your hangover equipment that you usually have just in maybe compact form for a festival. Talking of drink, particularly if you are drinking alcohol, it's really important you stay hydrated and drink lots of water if possible. But if you're like me, you don't necessarily find drinking lots and lots of water very easy. Like, I don't enjoy drinking water. So squash is a very obvious but very simple way of just making it a bit easier to stay hydrated. I know a lot of festivals are a bit funny about you bringing in bottles onto the site, or at least into the main arena part of the festival. So even if you just decanter a little bit of squash into a little kind of, what do you call them, those flasks. So then, like, if you get a water from one of the stalls or the bars, you can just pour a little bit of the squash in, shake it up, and then you've got a squash. And it would just be a bit more enjoyable to drink. But it's so important that you drink lots of water over your festival weekend, just to stay a bit healthier and watery and hydrated. Obviously there's so many more ways to feel well at a festival, but I just wanted to go through a few main points. Obviously for me, Emojium or a similar product with a different brand is an essential. Trying to get some quality sleep. Oh, I've remembered something. Earplugs. Now if you're camping, I haven't done it for a few years now, but I remember at night you wouldn't be able to sleep because people would be shouting. What did they used to shout? It's probably a rude word, I don't know, but they used to shout things really loud and there'd be explosions and all things kicking off, and I need my sleep. So I would recommend some earplugs if you are struggling to get a good night's sleep while you're on site. And also really this is good if you are going to be close to the stage all weekend, particularly for people that do like photography or anything like that. It can be really damaging on your ears. So these have a noise reduction rating of 32 decibels, but there's all sorts of different types, and if you've got money to burn you can actually get them properly moulded to your specific ear shape, so they fit really nicely. I don't know when you'll be watching this, but I'm off to Holland Pop Festival in Germany tomorrow, and then going straight from that to Bloodstock. So it's going to be a bit of a whirlwind couple of days, but I'm glad that I feel prepared for a festival, and I'm hopefully going to feel well for, well, as well as I can feel for those days. So I hope this was helpful. Leave any tips you've got below for everyone else, and have a great rest of your festival season, and I'll see you soon. Bye.